Chapter 8. The fair was already busy when Amanda arrived the next morning. Dozens of colorful booths filled the street, and a crowd of people milled back and forth. Students for Life blazoned boldly in black on a white banner above a small booth. Jared and a group of others stood either in front of or behind the white folding informational table littered with pamphlets. "Hey, glad you could make it," Sarah said. "Have you ever done this before?" Amanda shook her head, a little in shock at the sheer size of this fair. She had spoken with people when they had come in JD's center, but she had never been on the front lines, reaching out to those who may not want to hear what she had to say. Sarah's eyes widened and her eyebrows shot up. "Well, I hope you have thick skin. It isn't always pretty." A feeling of fear mounted in Amanda's stomach, and she swallowed. "Lord, give me the strength and the words." Sarah handed her a stack of pamphlets with pictures of dismembered babies from abortions. Amanda's stomach flipped, and the contents of breakfast threatened to make a second appearance. With great effort, she swallowed the disgust that erupted in her heart. "Yeah, it hits all of us like that the first few times." Sarah touched her arm and then took up a position to Amanda's left. Jared came out from behind the booth, and after flashing an encouraging smile, he flanked Amanda's right. As they were both taller than Amanda, a feeling of protection settled on her from their flanking. "Help support life," Jared said, holding out a pamphlet to a blonde girl passing by. "Get lost." Jared shook his head and turned to the next passerby. Amanda held out the pamphlet, trying to catch people's attention, but fear had constricted her voice to a whisper. "What makes you think you have a right to tell me what to do with my body?" "What you do with your body is your own business." Jared's serious tone caught Amanda's attention, and she turned to see a blonde girl who looked vaguely familiar, although she couldn't place her face, staring off with him. "But an abortion dismembers someone else's body." "It's not alive," the girl shot back. A courage descended on Amanda, and she jumped into the conversation. "Actually, he or she is. At just 6 weeks, that baby has a distinguishable heartbeat. He or she has distinct chromosomes and DNA that is only half yours. The other half belonged to the father, which is why men should have a say too." "Every child should be a wanted child," the girl replied, venom dripping from her voice. "Every child is wanted." Amanda returned the girl's even stare, and the boldness cycling through her blood grew. "You may not want the baby at the time, but there are millions of couples waiting to adopt. They want that baby." Amanda gestured to the surrounding crowd. "Americans will have garage sales to try to make money off unwanted junk, but instead of giving the most precious gift of a baby to a loving couple who desperately wants one, we choose to cut the living baby to pieces and throw it out with the trash." The girl stared. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. Amanda stared back, not knowing exactly what was happening, but feeling power flow through her body. The surrounding noises stopped, and for a moment, so did everyone around them. They seemed to fade into a hazy fog until it was just the girl and Amanda. "Open your eyes and see." The voice that came out of Amanda's mouth didn't even sound like her own. An unseen electric current flickered between their eyes. Slowly, the girl's hand rose in the air and took the pamphlet. At the touch, the noise resumed and the girl walked away. With wide eyes, Jared turned to Amanda. "What was that?" he whispered. "I have no idea." Amanda shook her head, her eyes mirroring the confusion in his. The power, whatever it had been, was gone. Jared watched Amanda closely the rest of the fair. She had seemed so unsure of herself at the beginning, but after her confrontation with the blonde, a new boldness shone from her face. He wondered what she had felt in that moment. Though he had heard nothing, the air had appeared to grow cold when the two girls locked eyes. And then slowly the blonde had accepted the pamphlet and walked away. "So, how was it?" Jared asked Amanda as they packed up. She bit her lip as she thought about her answer. "It was harder than I thought it would be. Some of them are so angry. I feel like I need to add all of them to my weekly prayer list, but I don't even know their names." Jared nodded. "That part never gets easier, and I know exactly what you mean. Thankfully, God seems to know who we are talking about if we just pray for them in general. We have to remember that His plan is bigger than our plan." "Thank goodness for that," Amanda said with a smile. Jared inhaled deeply as he pondered his next words. "Would you, like to get coffee with me?" Indecision flickered in Amanda's green eyes. I would like to, but I feel the need to tell you that I'm dating someone, or at least I think we're dating. It's pretty new." Disappointment filled Jared's heart. He should have known she would be dating someone. "Oh, I understand. Well, are you still planning to come to the office on Tuesday to help out?" "Of course," she said. "I wouldn't miss it." Amanda's heart was troubled as she watched Jared's face fall. He had been so nice, and he was attractive, so why hadn't she just said yes? The truth was, she found Caleb more exciting. Jared was predictable and reliable, while Caleb was, well, she wasn't sure what Caleb was yet other than unexpected. She had never thought she would fall for the fraternity type, but the way he looked at her sent her heart pounding in her chest, and she didn't get that feeling from Jared. Still, she didn't like hurting him, and there was some connection she felt with him. After saying her goodbyes to the rest of the group, Amanda headed back to her dorm and thought back on the experience with the blonde. Though the power hadn't returned after the experience with the girl, the feeling had lingered. That had been God speaking. Amanda was sure of it. But why that girl and no one else? Who was she, and why had it been so important? An intense pressure mounted in Amanda's heart, and the need to get on her knees and pray overcame her. She fell to the ground near a large oak tree, and the words tumbled softly out of her mouth. She prayed for Jade and for the unknown girl. She prayed for a revival. She prayed for herself, her family, and for Jared and Caleb. Names and faces jumped into her mind one after the other, and Amanda prayed for them all. When she had finished, she was tired, but she managed to make it the rest of the way to her dorm room before exhaustion overtook her completely. Amanda crawled onto the bed and closed her eyes.